today's sequence, please.
Good morning. This is the voting meeting for the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, September 29th, 2022. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional public testimony accepted this morning. We will begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. Item number one, Osnamak Inc. doing business as Centerfolds, located at 12 to 18 LaGrange Street. Date of the incident, May 14th, 2022. Armed with a firearm, employee on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
Thanks, Danny. Sorry, I'm just looking over my notes. The security guard had part of the testimony on Tuesday was that the security guard thought he was allowed to carry this gun, which was troubling to me. I think goes to the fact that the licensee needs to have better training of their staff, better instructions on the rules and regulations, especially when it comes to something like a gun. It was covered in a concealed manner. I do not think this was completely foreseeable. They retrained their staff and now have a very strict policy. For all of these reasons, but specifically the fact that this employee who has since been fired thought that this was allowed, I do see a violation.
I think it was a close call. I agree with you, but I think we need to warn them. So I think we need to find a violation.
Yes.
Yeah, a written warning would be great. Yes.
Okay, I agree. Written warning.
The vote is a violation with a written warning.
Yes.
Item number two, GM Restaurant Enterprises Inc. doing business as La Terraza, located at 19 Bennington Street in Boston. Date of the incident, July 8th, 2022. Patron employee assault and battery in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. And employee on patron assault and battery in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I didn't think this was foreseeable. They were properly staffed. It was hard to determine what precipitated the fight in the back. And the testimony was that the employee was defending himself and that the patron initiated first. So for those reasons, I see no violation.
Yeah, I didn't think we had enough for a violation here.
I agree as well.
No violation. Item number three, GSTH Investment Group LLC doing business as Bijou and Rock and Rye, located at 51 Stewart Street. Date of the incident, May 7th, 2022. Assault and battery, employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Danny, we still haven't received the video for this, correct?
We have not. The board did request video that we have not received yet.
I would like to defer it. I'm curious to see if we're able to determine from the video who the security guards were based upon what the people were wearing.
Sounds good.
That makes sense.
Okay, defer to receive and review video evidence. Item number four, LBV Hotel LLC doing business as Lowe's Boston Hotel, located at 154 Berkeley Street. Date of the incident, April 15th, 2022. Assault and battery, patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I saw this as a breakdown of their security protocol. If they had better security when they found this person sleeping on security measures in place, when they found this person sleeping in the hotel, the assault wouldn't have happened in the restaurant. So my vote would be for a violation and a written warning.
Yes.
Yeah, it seemed to me the breakdown even kind of extended to him getting into the restaurant when they were supposed to be closed.
Mm-hmm.
That really seemed to me like to be the area where they really failed. Like, you know, it wasn't exactly clear, but it seemed to be like, how was he given enough time and space to assault these other patrons? It just seemed like a breakdown on that front. So I saw a violation there.
So the board finds a violation and the vote is for a warning. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's no history, right?
There's no recent history here.
No.
Item number 5, Big Night Venues Boston 4 LLC, doing business as Scorpion Bar and Restaurant / The Grand, located at 25 Northern Ave. Date of the incident, May 7th, 2022. Assault and battery, employee on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
We did receive the video. I did review it. I was not able to see what actually happened on the dance floor. I didn't see any punches. I did see the security talking to the victims outside in the vestibule. I did not see the victim being carried out by his torso and his feet. He walked out, and what I saw was security trying to de-escalate the situation and the victim walking down the stairs and leaving. So I don't see a violation there.
I couldn't see much on the video yet. I mean, I don't know if I need more time with it, but or to have them point me in the direction of, I don't know. The video wasn't that clear. Like, that's what I was trying to ask. Like, is it clear? Can you see it? But
Would you like to defer the vote?
I don't know if I'm going to see more. I mean, I would like, I'd like to have a chance to try to like zoom in on it or whatever, but I don't know if I can manipulate it in that way based on the format we have. There's been other videos like with other players where you can actually like get into it. Right now, the way I'm playing is on like a YouTube type viewer. I don't know how it pops up for you, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not able to zoom in on that, unfortunately, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how you guys felt about what you saw. My hope was that I was like, oh, I wish this was one of those players where you could zoom in.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask for that kind of player.
Right, would you like to defer so we can go back to the licensee and ask for video in a different format if it's available? Would you like to vote today? I guess that's the question.
I don't have enough information to vote
I
yet.
think that's a good idea, honestly.
Okay, we'll vote to defer. We'll ask the licensee to narrow in on the part of the video that we're supposed to be focusing on is inside the license premise.
Yeah, if it's possible.
We will do that. We will defer.
Thank you.
Item number 6, Broadway Restaurant LLC, doing business as Loco Taqueria and Oyster Bar, located at 412 to 414 West Broadway in South Boston. Date of the incident, June 4th, 2022. Overcrowding, house count 145, mechanical count 268, capacity 177, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03J, 1.06A and F.
The licensee testified that they conceded that they were over capacity on that night. I was curious about the 2 rooms and if there was a separate capacity for 410 and a separate capacity for 412, but they did testify that they have security within that threshold to help people from going back and forth. So I see a violation.
I agree. They said they were over.
Yeah, and Danny, the history is that we have a previous violation for overcapacity as well.
That's correct. In March of this year, there was another overcapacity where they received, actually the board found no violation correspondence from the board on that account.
Okay, so this will be a warning, written warning.
That makes sense, yes.
Violation with a written warning. Item number 7, RRG LLC, doing business as Banyan Bar and Refuge, located at 553 Tremont Street. Date of the incident, July 7th, 2022, blocked fire exit, tables and chairs, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.06A, and expired ISD certificate in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.02B.
I have no issue with the expired ISD certificate. They were able to explain that. As far as the blocked fire exit, I see a violation. There was no explanation, but I don't think it explains away the need to keep that fire exit clear.
I agree.
And I don't think they have a history, so my vote would be for a written warning.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Violation with a written warning. And item number 8, Toe Pier 6 Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Pier 6, located at 1/8th Street in Charlestown. Date of the incident, July 9th, 2022. Service of more than 2 alcoholic drinks to 1 patron at a time, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
They testified that they did not dispute the incident, and so my vote is for a violation.
Agreed.
And I don't think they have a history, so it would be a written warning.
Agreed.
Okay, moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. Item number 1, DEB Group LLC, doing business as El Jefe's Taqueria, located at 80 Boylston Street, has petitioned to amend the closing hour of the licensed business to 2 a.m.
I vote to approve.
You as well.
I agree.
Item 2, Render Coffee 121 LLC, doing business as Render Coffee, located at 32 Cambridge Street in Charlestown, has applied for a new common victualler license. This is a stall within the Foundation Kitchen Food Hall. Manager Christopher Dady, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 3, Tori EB Food Inc., doing business as Tori Japan, located at 62 William C. Kelly Square in East Boston, has applied for a common victualler license. Minju manager, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 4, Boston Garden Fours LLC, doing business as Scores, located at 166 Canal Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Tyler Smith.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 5, Boston Hospitality Partners LLC, located at 1 Franklin Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Mark Malatesta.
I vote to approve. He's been previously approved by this board.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 6, BBRG Waterfront TR LLC, doing business as Joe's American Bar and Grill, located at 100 Atlantic Ave, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Jessica Hassan.
I vote to approve this manager of record change. I believe that Ms. Hassan has the character and fitness to serve as a manager of record at this location.
I agree as well.
Item 7, Putt Shack Boston Seaport LLC, doing business as Putt Shack, located at 58 Pier 4 Boulevard, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Carrie Henderson.
I vote to approve the change of the manager of record. I believe that Ms. Henderson has the appropriate character and fitness to serve as manager of record at this location.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 8, Bennington 1004 LLC, doing business as Renegades Pub, located at 1004 Bennington Street in East Boston, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Valerie O'Connor.
I think Ms. O'Connor demonstrated that she has the appropriate character and fitness to serve as a manager of record at this location, so I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 9, Facility Concession Services, Inc., doing business as Charles Playhouse, located at 74 to 78 Warrenton Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Michael McCurry.
I believe Mr. McCurry has the appropriate character and fitness and experience to serve as a manager of record at this location, so I vote to approve.
I agree as well.
Item 10, Spin Boston LLC, doing business as Spin, located at 30 Melcher Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Megan Nicole Robertson.
I vote to approve the change of manager. I believe Ms. Robertson has the appropriate character and fitness to serve as manager of record at this location.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 11, Hard Rock Cafe International STP Inc., doing business as Hard Rock Cafe, located at 20 Clinton Street, has petitioned for a change of officers directors.
I vote to approve the change.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 12, Seaport Hotel Limited Partnership, doing business as Seaport Hotel, located at 1 Seaport Lane, has petitioned for a change of officers directors of its sole general partner, Commonwealth Flats Development Hotel Corp.
I vote to approve the change.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 13, Huntington Theater Company, Inc., doing business as Calderwood Pavilion at the BCA, located at 527 Tremont Street, has petitioned for a change of officers directors.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 14, 149 Charles Pub LLC, doing business as Charles Street Pub, located at 149 Charles Street, has petitioned to pledge the license to Northern Bank and Trust Company.
I vote to approve the pledge.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 15, Minot Hospitality Group LLC, doing business as Minot Hospitality Group, located at 25 to 29 Charles Street, as petition to amend the description of the licensed business to boutique hotel, including 13 guest rooms, room service, and restaurant on 5 floors, basement for kitchen and storage, first floor restaurant with dining, seating, and bar seating, second floor guest rooms and outdoor terrace with lounge seating, third through fifth floors for additional guest rooms. Additionally, as petition to change the DBA to Beacon Hill Hotel, and as petition to change the manager of the licensed business to Thomas Santaniello. The licensee has re-advertised to properly describe the additional private dining room in the basement and the 1 additional guest room.
Okay, thanks, Danny. I vote to approve the change of manager of record to Mr. Santaniello. I'm comfortable that they have referenced this additional room in the basement and all of their floor plans when discussing this with the community and their abutters. So I would vote to approve all of these changes.
I vote to approve as well.
I agree.
And this will appear with the proper description on a future agenda, just to ratify the legal notice that went out. Item 16, BP Eatery LLC, doing business as Lily's Boston, located at 33 to 35 Battery March Street, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to in 1 room and kitchen with a bar on the first floor, with storage in rear, to include a seasonal March to November outdoor patio of 2,800 square feet, with auxiliary service bar for 99 patrons on private property, with hours of 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. indoor and outdoor.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 17, Vin and Vigor LLC, doing business as the Wine Bottega, located at 341 Hanover Street, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Niles LLC, doing business as the Wine Bottega at the same location. Matthew Diekman, manager, closing hour 11 p.m.
I vote to approve Mr. Diekman as a manager of record. This is transferred at the same location with no changes to operations. Mr. Diekman has the appropriate experience and character and fitness to serve as a manager of record, so I vote to approve all these changes.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 18, Jenica Vintage Liquors, Inc., doing business as Beacon Hill Wine and Spirits, Inc., located at 63 Charles Street, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Beacon Hill Wine and Spirits, Inc., doing business as Beacon Hill Wine and Spirits at the same location. Swati Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m., and has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rockland Trust Company.
I vote to approve the pledge. There's going to be no changes of operations here. I vote to approve Ms. Patel as the manager of record. She has experience and appropriate character and fitness, so my vote is to approve all these changes.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 19, South End Formaggio, Inc., located at 266 to 268 Shawmut Avenue in Roxbury, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Formaggio South End, Inc., doing business as Formaggio Kitchen at the same location. Julia Hallman, manager, closing hour 10 p.m., and has petitioned to pledge the license to South End Formaggio, Inc. and Cambridge Savings Bank. Those are 2 separate loans.
Okay, I vote to approve Ms. Hellman as the manager of record and to approve this transfer as well as a pledge.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 20, Hampshire House Corporation, doing business as Cheers at Faneuil Hall Marketplace, located at 29 Faneuil Hall Square, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to Eventide Fenway LLC, doing business as Eventide Fenway, located at 1321 Boylston Street. William Drosty, manager, closing hour 2 a.m.
I vote to approve all of these changes.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 21, Genera Supermarket, Inc., located at 260 East 8th Street in South Boston, has applied for a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license. Manager Maxiel Guerrero, closing time 10 p.m. We have since spoken with the applicant, who is going to be filing the same application for a malt and wine license, which is what was discussed during her community process.
Thanks, Danny. I approve Ms. Guerrero as the manager of record. She did a fantastic job describing the public need for this additional type of license at this location. She had a robust community process and a lot of support. She has a lot of experience, demonstrated that this particular part of the neighborhood has experienced a lot of growth and development. And so I believe that they can sustain an additional beer and wine license here. So my vote would be to approve this application.
I agree as well. I agree. Sorry.
I agree as well.
All right, so once again, this will be coming back, appearing on a future agenda, not requiring a hearing, but to ratify the correct license type.
Sure.
Item 22, Midnight Morning LLC, doing business as Midnight Morning, located at 14B Birch Street in Roslindale, has applied for a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. Manager Virginia Schubert, closing time 2 a.m.
I believe Ms. Schubert has the appropriate character and fitness to serve as manager of record at this location. This was a previously licensed premise that had an all alcohol beverage that has since closed. I believe this neighborhood could sustain this alcohol license here. My vote would be to grant this license pending the availability of one for which they qualify.
I agree.
Agree as well.
And moving on, the board held a licensed premise informational hearing yesterday, Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. The item discussed was Fuente Cleaning Services, Inc., doing business as Villares Columbia, located at 28 Bennington Street in East Boston. It's an informational hearing regarding the frequency of licensed premise violations and incidents requiring police involvement inside and outside the licensed premise to determine if the closing hour should be reduced or if any other action shall be taken.
Okay, so Danny, I'll comment on it and then I'll let the other commissioners comment on it and then we'll take a vote. Is that how you'd like us to do it? Okay.
That sounds great.
So this hearing was scheduled to address the uptick in police activity for this one licensed premise and was not focused on any specific incident or any violation. We were looking at the totality of the circumstances based upon the information that was presented to us at the hearing. The police presented testimony as to the number and types of 911 calls that have been attributed to this licensed premise. They also testified to the increase in police resources in this district for just this one licensed premise. Reports have been for loud music and overcrowding. We have received reports here at the licensing board. I have worked closely with this licensee for the last 2 weeks on the entertainment side to help him operate a licensed premise that followed our rules and regulations. The police testified that they are responding to calls at this one licensed premise 10 times more frequently than any other licensed premise in the district. I have no desire to shut this place down or to hurt this business owner economically or in any other way, but I believe the management of this licensed premise needs to take very specific steps to improve their operations before they are allowed to open under the current conditions of their alcohol license. Some of the things I have in mind that I've been working with one of their managers, not the manager of record, is they need to present to the board a soundproofing plan with evidence that they've actually taken the steps to install that soundproofing. They need to update their security plan. We have a security contract on file from a couple of years ago, but I want to see a security plan in place that shows that they put some thought into their staffing model. Who's going to be responsible for the licensed premise when the manager of record is not present? The manager of record that appeared at the hearing yesterday is not the person that I have been working with for the last several weeks. It is not the person my staff has been working with for the last several weeks. I don't believe he was on site over the weekend. This security plan that I want to review along with my colleagues should include details about when the doors and windows will be closed, what they intend to do to prevent patrons from being out on their patio. They do not have a licensed patio out back. How they will enforce capacity and overcrowding, major issues for this board, and the measures that they will take to ensure safe and quiet dispersal of patrons at the end of the night. I also want the licensed premise and the manager to share a 24-hour emergency contact with their neighbors so that noise issues can be dealt in real time. Those are my thoughts based upon the hearing we had yesterday and the work I've been doing with this licensee for the last 2 weeks. I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Curran to share his thoughts and then Commissioner Saxon. And then I guess we'll open it up for a vote, Danny.
Sounds great. Commissioner Curran, if you have any comments.
Yeah, my main comments would be, I share the chair's concerns and I think her ssuggestions as far as updated security plan and all that are very appropriate. Just because I was here before with the previous security plan and my experience with that, I do have to say that I think what's going on right now does not rise to the level of what was happening then. where we roll back their hours. So I am in support of, you know, greater accountability, more written agreements as far as what they should be doing. I don't know if I'm at the point of saying we should be rolling back, because that was specifically mentioned in, you know, in the notice. And especially in light of the fact that I don't think we really had great evidence as far as particularity with any violations of that previous agreement. Not to say that I'm not concerned that there might be a little of that going on, but I don't think we really nailed them on that. So I'm all for really locking them into further agreements. But as far as what we noticed, like potential rollback, I don't know if I'm there right now. It's right now with what we got at that hearing. So those would be my comments as far as, you know, it was much worse. Like the let out, it was just a madhouse week after week after week. And I wasn't getting the sense that was going on now. There might be a little backslide happening, and hopefully we can kind of stop any further backslide and get into better habits here. But so that's where I was at.
Oh, Commissioner Saxon, you're on mute right now.
Thanks. Yeah, I think overall there actually has been a little bit of improvement since 2018. I do agree with the plans, the security plan and the soundproofing plan. And also just to ask for clarification about the license itself, the female manager seemed genuinely confused that she tried to show us the license where it says 70 decibels. Can we just clarify what that says and whether her confusion was legitimate?
Yeah,
I think it was legitimate. I think our staff has to be more specific about the noise ordinance.
Does our license have any mention of decibels, or would that be like an entertainment thing?
That was a one-time entertainment license that did reference the city's noise ordinance, but I think to Chairwoman Joyce's point, the staff who created that license didn't put on that it was 50 decibels after 11 p.m., which is the city's ordinance.
So that's the blanket citywide noise.
Correct.
Yes. So
And with that they should know, but to the extent that there was something inconsistent on the license, maybe that added to the the reason why there were so many calls. So yes, I agree with the two plans as noted. Rollback, I mean, I think that might be a little severe for right now. I think we should see how they react to the plans and our sort of heightened scrutiny going forward.
Okay, then we'll take it. Is there a vote here? It sounds like we're requesting a soundproofing plan as well as a security and operations plan that show who is responsible at all times of the premise, staffing model, who is there when the manager of record is not, doors and windows being closed, how they are going to enforce capacity and overcrowding and ensure safe and quiet dispersal, as well as share 24-hour contact with their neighbors. Is there anything else I'm missing or that the board would like to see in this plan?
I think there was a little bit of that telephone situation. I think the chairwoman was getting at this, where the individual she's been working with is not, or apparently not, communicating with the manager of record. Like, he told me this, and this is a conversation we had, and he's like, well, I don't know anything about that. Well, like, for us, that I don't think that's acceptable. I think that if you're sending someone as an agent of your premises to work with the chairwoman of the licensing board, that whatever is discussed there should be relayed back to the manager of record. The manager of record should be clued in to all this. So
maybe a communication, like I guess not a plan, but maybe some sort of agreement on who communicates with who, what.
Yeah, it's a family-run business, and the manager of record is the father of the person we're dealing with. So, I probably, for reasons that are not within our purview, there is a lack of communication there, because I think the hands-on person is the person we were not able to speak with yesterday.
Yeah.
But as I had said, the manager of record is putting the entire liquor license at risk by allowing these things to happen. At the end of the day, it's his liquor license.
Right.
Could be at stake here. there are many issues that I'm dealing with them on the entertainment side. We had a hearing on the entertainment side last week, which does not cross over to the liquor side, but I just want to put on the record, we're dealing with similar issues. And I did state that we will not be issuing any more one-time entertainment licenses for this licensed premise until they finish the approval process for an annual license and work with their neighbors. There seems to be complete disregard at times for the sound that emanates from there, and or for the complaints from the neighbors, but that is something we will deal with on the entertainment side. So they have been closed and not operating since Saturday. Jenny, we're looking for a vote to allow them to reopen. Is that what it is, or?
What's a vote on, what, if any, action will the board be taking following yesterday's hearing? So it sounds like, I'm guessing, it sounds like the vote is for those plans we've discussed, as well as to allow them to reopen. That could be a second part of the vote. And if there's a time period we want to put on when the board would like to see these plans and approve them by.
I think we need all of the plans in writing by the end of this week. I don't expect the soundproofing to be completed by this week, but I want to know that they have taken the initial steps to put those measures into place.
Or a notice that there's some part of the plan that they can't come up with because they're still consulting or whatever. I'm assuming with the soundproofing, they must be working with the contractor or something like that. So, but just
A plan, but.
Yeah. It might be a plan to make a plan, right?
Yeah.
Actually, their attorney's going out of town. I think we should give them 2 weeks to submit those plans to us.
That sounds reasonable. So you want to say mid-October?
2 weeks from 2 weeks would be October 3rd. 2 weeks from today is October 13th.
That sounds good.
Mhm.
Okay.
And in terms of reopening, Chairman Joyce, was there anything further you wanted to add on that?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I think this whole process has sufficiently put them on notice. I would hope that they're not, I would hope that that's enough of a warning shot to get them to behave a little better, hopefully.
Mhm.
Okay, and there are still specific violations pending hearings before us.
Be good,
This
yes.
is- so, okay, I think we are closed with that one, unless anyone has anything further to add. Okay, we will request the plans today. Moving on to non-hearing transactions. Following our applying for a new common victular license at a previously licensed location. Item number 1, Millennial Foods, Inc., doing business as Be Good, located at 665 Boylston Street. Officer Galicia, manager of record, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 2, Millennial Foods, Inc., doing business as Be Good, located at 84 Summer Street. Gennady Minsyuna, manager of record, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 3, Solodco LLC, doing business as Solodco Boston, located at 38 Brook Street in Brighton. Ilona Znakarchuk, manager of record, hours of operation Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 4, RTAL Victory Inc., doing business as Royalty Alston, located at 162 Harvard Ave in Alston. Yuki Wu, manager of record, hours of operation Sunday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 5, Food Style USA Inc., doing business as Hokkaido Ramen Santuka, located at 169 Brighton Ave in Alston. Tatsunori Tanaka, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 6, Greek Kitchen 5 LLC, doing business as Saloniki Greek, located at 1 Beacon Street. Iraklis Papachristos, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
As well.
And item number 7, Compass Group USA Inc., doing business as Compass Group USA Inc., located at 795 to 799 Boylston Street. Kevin Gigliotti, manager of record, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victular licenses. Item number 1, Brugger's Enterprises, Inc., doing business as Brugger's Bagel Bakery, located at 7 School Street, has petitioned to change the manager to Carissa Agenel.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Items 2 through 10, trustees of Boston University at 9 of their food service locations has petitioned to change the manager of record to Jonathan Webster.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
And item 11, Tasty Pot LLC, doing business as Tasty Pot, located at 194 Harvard Ave in Alston, has petitioned to increase the capacity to 60. This was based on their taking over the business next door as well, and this has already been approved by ISD and reflected on their certificate of inspection.
I vote to approve.
I agree as well.
Board has before them a list of applications for one-day alcoholic licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board.
Vote
And
to approve. Yep.
thank you. And one item on old and new business for acknowledgement by the board. The board is in receipt of correspondence from 154 Maverick LLC, doing business as Maverick House Tavern, located at 154 Maverick Street in East Boston. The purpose of the correspondence is to notify the board of a temporary closure to refresh and rebrand the licensee's concept.
Okay. Received.
Acknowledged by the board. Those are all of the items before the board today. Thank you, everybody. That will adjourn this voting hearing. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.